it going?
Good. Okay. Well, welcome everybody to 2026 to the first gathering for the first satsang. So, what is satsang? This is something that I've been doing. I've been doing a 40-day sadhana, and satsangs are really the the Indian Hindu tradition. They do satsangs, and satsangs is really a gathering of truth telling. So, these are pretty much A Course in Miracles satsangs, and so as we open up 2026, I actually want to begin by. Well, we'll start with an intention and a goal setting for this call here, and for anyone that is going to tune in at any given point. And we'll start by sharing a little bit about 2026, about what it means, what this year of the horse really means, and why it's so special. So, yes, we will do that. And as people are tuning in, both online, on social medias, and on Zoom, just want to begin by sharing my gratitude for this journey that we've been on, and the honor that I've had to be facilitating this call, and how many of you guys have witnessed my personal journey. I feel like you guys are literally just being therapists or great listeners for me, so that I can work through some of these. Work through the curriculum of life, So we'll open up with intentions and just, welcome to this moment, welcoming yourself to this moment. And as we arrive here, just give yourself the space. Since we are already here, we don't need to multitask. We don't even have to think about all the stuff we have to do today. Let's just put ourselves at a space of stillness and rest and silence, just for the time that you are dedicated to being here. And this is a devotional practice. So, I've been learning a lot about the devotional practices through the Hindu teachings, the Eastern teachings, and it's not even about what you get from these practices, from the time that you sit here. It's really about just doing them. And this is something really cool that we've been doing in the workbook. Is it's just about coming to these calls, about giving yourself the time. The spiritual practice itself, the devotional practices itself, that is the reason why we do this. It's not to become enlightened or anything like that. The reason is just to have a practice. And perhaps in these practices, clarity comes, deepening of faith comes, the calming and the quieting down of your mind and your heart comes. More love and more compassion and more patience for people comes. Peace in our hearts. All of these are things that come when we are in these spiritual practices and when we give ourselves this time, because life is moving so fast constantly. Things are pulling us in so many different directions. And these are just times of remembering. And even more special is to sit in a group with people, with others that are also doing this, with others that are holding it down for each other, remembering for each other. I heard something so epic on a hike with dear sister. She was telling me about, we're going through this the 40-day sadhana of the Hanuman Chalisa. So this is kind of like a deity, a hero, almost like the symbol of Jesus in that tradition. And so Hanuman Hanuman is devoted to love, is devoted to this other being, Rama. Okay, Rama is a reincarnation of God. And so Hanuman is this, like, represents us, our devotee, or the devotional practices and the surrendering of the ego. And so Rama asked Hanuman, like, who are you? And Hanuman said, when I remember, I am you. When I forget, I serve you. So that really landed heavy for me as we are studying A Course in Miracles. Who am I? When I remember, I am God. I am love. I am compassion. When I forget, I serve love. I serve God. I serve compassion. So really cool. And I think that can kind of set the intention of what we are doing here. What we're doing here is remembering. Because in the state of remembrance, we are God. We are one with all. We are one with our brothers and our sisters, and it's easy to see that. There's no conflict. But when I forget, these moments when forgetting happens and the ego comes in and separation becomes so real and all the pulls of our world become so real, all the noise, then we need to serve. We're in service to our brothers and our sisters. We're in service to our faith, to our teachers. We're in service to the world. And the intention for this gathering, this satsang here, is to move from forgetting to remembering. Each one of us, like, stepping into a place of remembering, so that you are God, you are love, you are the teacher, you are the healing, you are the healed one. In the place of remembering, when we remember, we are already healed. And when we forget, we have each other here to remember for each other, And it's really beautiful when we can just simply be with that. And this is what the practice is about, is to be in the state of remembering and to be able to reflect and look at those times that we forget. Maybe we react poorly and we can bring compassion. We serve love, we serve forgiveness, and we can bring that compassion to ourselves. And then when we see other people forget, and they forget who they are, and they react poorly, we can also serve forgiveness and love in that space, right? Because the reason why we can even see somebody reacting poorly is because we are also in a forgetting state right there. So bringing love and kindness and compassion and forgiveness to our forefront, and knowing that this is what we serve. We are in service to forgiveness, to love, so that we may remember who we are. Through service, we will remember who we are. So that's what these calls are for here. And, you're all also ambassadors. You're also you guys represent A Course in Miracles. You guys represent this call. You guys represent love. And so invite other people to this. Invite other people to this call so that they may also remember with us. And I'm going to invite you guys to just own this space. This is your space also. All right? And as we start this call, we give everything over to you, Holy Spirit, Great Spirit. The conversations to be had here, the sharings and the stories and the forgetting and the remembering, all of this we give over to you. There is no agenda here. We let go of our control of any outcomes that we want. We let go of this entire journey itself. May we be open just to receive exactly what we need to receive by being here. May any challenges or conflicts that occupy our mind and pains that occupy our hearts be lifted just a little bit today. It doesn't need to be gone. It may never be gone, but as we just bring a little bit, just have it be a little bit more lifted, a little more calm, in our space, a little more clarity. That's all we need. And so we enter into a really awesome section of the course today, which is so perfect for 2026 first call. It's called the happy dream. Up to this point, we have been talking about the ego. We've been talking about the nightmare, really, that we were in. That when Adam fell asleep, never in the Bible does it say that he woke up. So we've been living in this nightmare of this material world where everything is lost to us, everything is confusing, and we bring ourselves back to clarity through this practice, through being here. And I want to open up to what is 2026. This is really beautiful. Claudia and Adam, who's on this call right now in our Purple Eagle tribe, have posted something that's really beautiful. It's the year of the horse, but it's not just the year of the horse. This is the return of the fire horse. Okay, and I'm just going to read a little bit some of the parts of this thing that really puts into perfect perspective of what 2026 really means. And hopefully through this, we can prepare ourselves a little bit for what's to come. All right, so 2026 is the year of the fire horse. This is an energetic combination of movement, intensity, and decisive change. The symbolism of the fire horse is very straightforward and powerful. It represents a year where momentum increases and people feel a stronger urge to act, and life tends to move faster than usual. Let's see what else is here. Fire and horse creates a year that emphasizes action, self-determination, and bold choices. Astrologically, the fire horse years often correlates to periods of social acceleration and personal turning points. I mean, how many of us are already experiencing that in the last year, the last 2-3 years? There is just this transformation that is happening, and we're just a part of it. It's not like we're making it happen. It's like this is a collective change. Since COVID, it's been started. But this is the year. People tend to feel less patient with situations that feel stagnant and misaligned. There's a collective sense that something has to change, even if the direction is not immediately clear. This is not a year that favors playing small or staying comfortable simply for the sake of stability. The fire horse energy encourages risk, movement, and initiative, sometimes before the details are even worked out. All right, and then looking back at some previous year, the previous time that the fire horse year, that it was the fire horse year, was in 1966. So 60 years ago. 60 years ago was the last time the element of fire and the zodiac and of the horse came together at the same time. And if you know anything about that time period, 1966, there was a lot of new age thinking, new consciousness coming through that was elevating all of mankind. All right, so 1966, a time often remembered for upheaval. It was a year that catalyzed profound and necessary transformation. Beneath the unrest of the era were breakthroughs that reshaped society in enduring ways. I mean, today we're still experiencing that time. Civil rights legislation gained momentum and visibility. Youth culture began to redefine the values around freedom, equality, and self-expression. Rigid social hierarchies were challenged in ways that permanently altered the collective trajectory. Artistic innovations flourished. Music and literature became the vehicle of truth-telling. Where is it? And new forms of identity and community began to take shape. Many of the freedoms and cultural shifts that later generations would take for granted were seeded during this time. Are you guys starting to feel the grandiose, the magnitude that it is of 2026? And if we can feel it, what do we need to be doing to prepare ourselves to be in this space? Because the fire is going to burn. And well, the fire is going to either burn or it's going to accelerate, right? These are the two kind of paths for the fire. And are you going to be in the burning of it, or are you going to be in the accelerating of it? I was just at Zion National Park, and on the top of the mountain, fires are necessary for growth. Fires are necessary for seeds to be planted, for new trees to be planted. And these trees are literally fire resistant. They have such strong bark that, like, the fire itself, even though fire is spreading all up there, it's actually seeding a new path to create a new world for the ecosystem up there. So the fire can either burn, or you can let that be the rebirth of something. So this fire horse energy this year, this is a big year. I can feel it. It feels like that way. During that time, psychedelics was a really big thing as well, and I'm pretty confident that psychedelics, through all of our history, has been what has evolved the consciousness of humans into becoming more one, and all of that. So yeah, I'm not going to go too far into that, but A Course in Miracles, the idea, Helen Schuckman having having Jesus visit her in all of her like meditative states, her trance states, also happened at this time, and there was many conscious work that was developed during this time. So here we are again. My mother was born that year of the fire horse. Look at that, how amazing. Yes, Talo. And yeah, let's see, anything else I want to say about this. It's going to feel like a year of initiation through experience rather than reflection alone. Lessons tend to come through real-world choices and lived consequences. Clarity often arrives after action, not before it. While this can challenge those that prefer certainty, it can also be deeply empowering. The fire horse teaches discernment through movement and wisdom, through engagement. It rewards sincerity, honesty, and the willingness to take responsibility for one's direction. So 2026 is the year of taking the risk, having the courage to take risks, to go for something. All right? Clarity arrives after action. Oh, what is this? Who's sharing screen here? Awesome. So exciting, exciting times. We have permission. We got permission here just to go for it. So if this is an affirmation or a remembrance for you, here we go. There are things that are perhaps right in front of you right now that requires you to let go of a version of yourself that no longer serves. Take the leap this year. The fire horse is with you. The energy, the frequency of the fire horse is going to be walking with you as you take these steps. And we will be together. We'll continue to do this. Continue to dance together on this call. So, yeah, just really beautiful, Let's, before we jump into the course, would anybody like to just share? Like, what's coming up? Is there any feelings or thoughts about what we have shared that you want to put into this soup before we get started?
I'm so grateful you brought up the Hanuman consciousness and the Chalisa. I've been to Taos, to the Hanuman's temple many occasions, and sung the Chalisa for 24 hours in Taos to honor Lord Hanuman, and it just tickles my soul. So thank you for bringing that in, brother.
Yes, I am learning the Hanuman Chalisa. It's a 40-day. It's very fun, rewarding, and holy crap, it's long.
I sent you a little Chalisa from New York with Krishna Das when you get a chance to take a peek at it. Thank
Awesome.
you.
Beautiful. Okay. Jess, hello.
Hey, Alex. Yeah, I just want to put it in this space. Before I knew anything about this Fire Horse year, I already in January, in a couple of weeks, I'm going to be turning 64. And I think you already knew this. I put it out there that this year I'm going to get in the best shape of my life because when I turn 65, I want to be able to enjoy everything that I've worked so hard for, and I want to be in shape to do that. And I have so many things that I'm trying to put in motion. Not clear on the plan, but I know that this week at the breakthrough, I'm going to be clear on that plan, and I'm just so excited about 2026 because I'm going to make some big shit happen this year.
Big shit's going to happen this year. Awesome. This is the year to be in the best shape of your life, to make the most amount of money, to find love, to find great friends, great companions to play with in this world. Go all out. Go ahead, Lisa.
Yes to every single word of that, Jess and Alex. So I'm just feeling super excited. Last night, I kind of got to go back out to community again, and I was the MC of the elevated evening that happens. It's dope. It's really dope, like mini festival that happens the first Saturday of the month down here, and I missed it for 2 months because of aches and pains, and I got to go back, and I'm in zero pain today. And that's how I'm starting my 2026, is that I get to be out in the world doing the things I love
Let's go.
without pain. Right? Let's go. Fire horse energy all the way. I feel all of it. It's just like, I feel like on the cartoon that has like the fire under her feet, like shooting me in the air. And I know it's there for everyone that I know. And so it's just super exciting to see like all of the magic that's going to happen this year. It's already done. Yes, let's go.
Awesome. Let's go. Let's go. I feel it. I feel it. Even though I'm going through the things I'm going through, I feel this fire horse energy, and this little writing thing. I can post it for you guys in the chat as well. It just so perfectly depicts exactly what is going on. So beautiful. Christine.
Hey, hey.
Hey, hey, hey.
So excited to be here today and share the beginning of this amazing year. Connor and I have done a lot of talking about feeling exactly what you've expressed, that this is the year of momentum for us and clarity. So super excited to be here. We'll be keeping you all in our thoughts and holding space for you during breakthrough. Wish we were there, but it wasn't meant to be for us this year. So next time
This one,
we'll
not
be
this year, because we have another one in May.
another one. Okay. Wow, you guys are on fire. I love it. I love what you're building and the momentum. You bring great people together. Thanks.
Thank you. Yeah, this one is going to be epic. I just drove up to Salt Lake City. I met with Maya Rose and Gerald. We just put on like the most amazing stuff that we're going to be doing for this event. So awesome.
Yeah. Just keep building that FOMO for me. Thanks.
I'm gonna. I'm still holding in the space that the day before you're like, you know what? We should go. It's
We
possible.
need to be there.
Yeah, exactly.
It is
You just
possible.
keep saying that. Just keep saying it, and then one or the other is going to
Possible.
happen. And either way, unattached, and we'll miss you so much.
And we will invite you to join us next month if you want to go to the UN. Connor is speaking in front of the UN. So
I have also been asked, and we'll see. Maybe we'll be speaking on
and
the stage together.
I love that.
I'm just feeling into it. I don't know why. I'm like, you know what? Heck yeah, I'm doing it. Screw that. This is a year of the fire horse. I don't
Okay,
know
we're
what the
putting it.
resistance is.
That's right. We're putting a table together. So let me know if you want to be invited to our table.
Yep, of course.
At the gala.
Sheesh.
Always love eating a meal with you.
Yeah, me too. All right. Well, who else? Who else would like to share anything before we get started here today?
What up, G?
Adam, what's up?
What up, G-O-D? You down
What
with
up, what up?
G-O-D? Yeah, you know me. Claudia's here as well.
Yay.
Bro, thank you for sharing about the fire horse. You know, I was having a conversation yesterday at the Elevated Evenings, second plug for that event, amazing event. And really what it comes down to, there's a few words that were shared with me back when we were in the gratitude training days of trust your context.
Mm-hmm.
So like, I've observed myself, and I've had a lot of conversations over 2025 of like awareness, who am I, you know, and all these awarenesses are like stacked on the shelf to the point where like I don't even remember the awareness from January of last year, but there's action to take, right? So trusting the context of like coming from love cannot F it up, you know? So the action being taken doesn't need to be deliberated to where it's like, well, what if it this? What if it doesn't land? And what if all the questions that the ego is asking, just take the actions, have a fucking blast. I know we're live, so excuse the French.
Whatever. Let's go.
Whatevs. Have a beep, blast, and just, you know, go. I went to the gym this morning and there was big old things that no judgments, no limits. That was like, that's it for 2026. And you know, to bring the community together, like here you are holding these spaces every Wednesday and Sunday. We want to be doing satsang. And I'm like, Alex is doing satsang. Cool, let's just join Alex's satsang and bring people along. Like, why do I got to go build a satsang? And like collaboration.
We can just make one of these days the Purple Eagles Alchemy of Self satsang. Boom.
Yeah, exactly.
There's enough room. And then if we need to, just set another date. We can have all 5 days filled with satsangs. I would love that. Who else wants to run a satsang?
Hell yeah. So that's it. There's so much in the field.
Yes.
In the field of consciousness to just grab it, and whoever grabs that football of that awareness and runs with it, just like have a blast, like, we're going down the field together. Let's go.
Yeah.
We've already seen so many huge shifts in what's going on globally with some, you know, very powerful moves, whatever side you sit on with that, that shit's happening. And it doesn't matter. Like what the clarity will come afterwards. We don't even know, right? Like, I love that. So thank you so much for this call. Thank you for your smile. Thank you for your inspiration, Alex, and for showing up through all of your stuff and keep on showing up. And Jai Hanuman Ki Jai, yo. So that's all I got to say about that. JJ.
Amazing. What's super hilarious is I sometimes I'm like, there is Alex. Let's just do Alex with a lowercase a. That's just going through his shit, and that's on here complaining and you know, bitching about things, and you know, sharing authentically, of course, is a space for that. But then there is this Alex with capital A that's witnessing, and I can feel myself like moving between the two. Like when it is that is the actual witnesser, the I, the capital I, looking through all the little side Alexes, you know, all the little ones are just throwing tantrums and, you know, and completely in like, you know, confusion and forgetting, and super beautiful and perfect, and meeting that version of me with love as well, you know, and it happens like randomly these days. I just like burst out into tears, and it's it's so hilarious now. At first I was like, oh my God, that was really awkward, but it's just happening, you know. And as I talk about some of the things I'm going through, like, great, you know, it can be met with love and kindness, and it can be used and framed in a very, very powerful way too. So yeah, anything that you are going through, just know that God's got your back, and the version of you that already knows and is already healed and remembers is literally sitting right next to the little version, just saying, let's go, you know? So be okay with all of those versions. Thank you, Adam, for sharing that. And for real, like, if you guys want to do collaboration calls, if you have your body of work that you want to bring into the space, or even just test out and try out, let me know, right? We'll share it. We'll do it on these calls. And yeah, let this be a natural flow. Let this be the year that this call just explodes with love and touching all different communities and all different teachings and modalities. Like, this is the space for it. You know, A Course in Miracles' main objective is to unify the minds, unify the teachings, turn it into one universal experience. So there is nothing that is separate from A Course in Miracles, by the way. Okay, as I'm studying the Rama, what's the word? Ramayana. As I'm studying and reading all that, I'm like, is this the story of Jesus? Is this a story of the Holy Spirit? Like, it just seems like it's very, very similar. There are symbols that are really exactly the same. And I'm just going down all these different rabbit holes. I'm like, wait, the Egyptian teachings, and that also reflects some things that are similar. I'm like, this is the story that's just been told over and over in all of humanity. It's the not the battle, but the two perceptions of love and light, of love, light, and ego and fear, you know, of darkness. Like, it's just literally the same story playing out, told beautifully in different ways. And at least that's how I'm seeing it, because, you know, the Course says when God is on your mind, God is all you see. A Course in Miracles is on your mind, A Course in Miracles is what you see. If Hanuman's on your mind, then Hanuman's what you will see. Right? The goal is that it unifies into your mind. It doesn't create separate things. Okay, it's not like two different teachings that's happening. It's two forms of teachings teaching the same thing, that you are love and you are God. Okay? Go ahead, Jill.
Thank you. Hi.
Hi.
Yeah, I've had you on in the past week, but I haven't been able to do that because I've been at the job. But so a couple of things. So last night, you know Brooke, my friend Brooke Wozak, and
Brooke.
and so I was talking to her about business, the real estate thing, and in the course of conversation, she knows about my family. She knows them, and so she was like, you know, that's really bad, and I'm so sorry you have to go through that." And I said, "Well, you know, I've just let it go, and I've just decided that I'm not going to put any effort into it." And she's like, "Well, aren't you going to get a lawyer or something?" And I said, "Well, how I see it is that a lawyer's just going to walk in my place of business, and they're going to be from Boston, even though I'm in Palm Beach. And they're going to be a lawyer who deals with like estates and elders and this kind of thing." And she goes, "Jill," she goes, "remember Amy Antonelli from Gratitude Training? She's a lawyer in Massachusetts. She's like in my, like a town away from where my mom lived." And so she goes, "Why don't you call her and just talk to her?" And I'm like, okay, that's the sign. It just is going to fall in my lap. There it is.
There it is.
So I thought that was really funny. And what I was feeling is that I don't need to put any effort into anything. And then last night, yesterday would have been my husband's 85th birthday. So, and
Happy
last
birthday, Lee.
Yeah, January 3rd. And so I was looking up the full moon thing on January 3rd, and it goes, "Chosen ones only, January 3rd full moon." So I'm like, okay, I'll listen to that. So I start listening to it, and it was like, I started taking notes. It was so incredible. I was literally taking notes. And what it was saying was, you don't have to put any effort, there's like no effort. There is no effort. You do not need to make any effort to anything. And I've been feeling a lot of that. Like, I don't feel like ever since I discovered I was a projector, then I was like, nah, I don't need to put any effort into anything anymore. So, like, you just get to look at, you know, one girl told me, I went with Nikki, we went to this Katie, who was does the human design stuff. And she was like, you know, you should just lie down at work. She said to me, she goes, "You should just like lie down when you do work," and stuff like that. And not that that's necessarily true, but you get the idea. So I found all of that really, really fascinating, and especially the thing about not putting any effort. And it was saying that it was, I forget how it was wording it, even though I took a million notes. It was right before I went to bed. It was saying about this thing is locked. And once it's locked, there's no going back. It's like you can't open up past relationships. You can't open up past doors. It is a shut. The lockdown, once you have entered this particular, for no better word, portal, it's locked. You don't have to ever put out any effort. It is you just have to be authentically you. That's all that's required of you, is that you just are authentically you. There's no going back. There's no effort and there's no going back. So that was kind of the message of, I think, that I was getting, sort of different from fire horse energy, sort of almost exactly diametrically opposite in not doing, in, no effort. And something else came up, and that is that I have this trade going with somebody in which I'm painting a mural for this person. And I was, and it's been like really fun. I've been, because I don't have to interact with anyone. I'm just like in my own little world. And all day at my job, I'm always interacting with a lot of people. And so when I get to do my artwork, I'm just like in my own space, right? And like writing or something like that. And so what happened is she went away and she didn't have time to buy the paint, so not to worry about it. And I thought, I'm going to surprise her. I'm going to get the paint. I'm going to get working on it and get this going while she's away. So I discovered. So today, while I was painting, I noticed that she was calling. So I'm thinking, oh no, she's going to discover that, she's going to break my surprise. I'm going to have to spill the beans and let her know that I'm doing this project for her now. And I wanted to keep it as a big surprise. And then the tone of her, it wasn't a voicemail, it was a text, but somehow I read the tone, and the tone felt like maybe I was doing something wrong. And so I was like, oh shit. And then, but we've been talking about this for like 6 months, and she actually told me that I should photograph every moment of it and make a video about it. So I've been doing everything that she told me to do. So I've got it all on record. But then when Adam was just speaking and he was saying, and you were saying the same thing, as long as you do everything that you're doing with love, just let it be.
Mm-hmm.
Let just the chips fall where they may,
Yep.
let it fall. So that's what I sort of have come to, and I appreciate you, and I totally appreciate the call.
Oh, thank you, Jill.
Yeah.
One of the things you said, like the year of the fire horse. Yes, it seems on one end like there's a lot of input and power that we need to do something, but really the course says we're going as fast as we can into a state of we need do nothing. So it's actually the same thing, because to really get things done, we really need do nothing, and I hope that this year, as we're hustling and busting and being in the fire horse energy, it's not really about doing more. It's not about doing more. It's about a shift in state of conscious, in our state of mind, that shifts quickly from fear to love. It's what the Course calls a miracle, right? How fast can that happen for us? And as we go into the happy dream today, sometimes, it can be viewed like, oh my God, this might be like spiritual bypassing. It's not a denial of something. It's not to pretend that everything is fine in the world. It's not to pretend, it's okay to hurt people and all that. But it's the result really of training our mind so that we can choose a different teacher as we look upon all the things of the world. It's about making a decision, not to spiritual bypass things. I heard a story this past week as well from a friend of mine. He was talking about, I don't know what government, but it was a communist government that basically said, Every artist that is recording music must record in our studios so that we can censor and filter what messages are delivered and what is being, shared out there. And everybody protested. People were like, this is not music, this is not art. And there was a lot of protests happening in that space. And one guy, well off, he decided, I'm going to open up my own studio outside of this system. And because he had some artist friends and stuff, people started going over there and start recording over there. See, the story of this is that as everybody migrates to a different paradigm, to a new space, the old system just dissolves. You don't need to fight the system. We need to create a whole new paradigm, a new perception, a way that we live. And so the course is very precise in this section of the dream does not end by being attacked. Okay, so people's fears and traumas and stories, all of that does not end by being attacked. It ends simply through reinterpretation. And this is what we're as part of our work here and our studies is to shift our perception around things. May we operate from that space rather than from projection, right? In the happy dream, the world still is appearing, but it's just a world that no longer needs to be feared anymore. It's just no longer a world where we have to fight. We have to defend, right? This is a world where we start to see that our relationships and the events that are happening in the world is a classroom rather than the battlefield. Illusions need opposition in order to exist. So think about the battles that you are choosing to fight. The things that you're like, I'm taking a stand on this, whatever it is. A friend of mine is really battling the space of how babies are being delivered. Like anger and rage comes through her when she thinks about how babies are being delivered today. The only way that idea exists is if you fight it. Yes, it's happening in the world and all that, but as you create a new paradigm, a new way of doing something, let the people come. Let the idea begin to grow, and the old ways will automatically dissolve. You see, this is the peaceful path. We just show a new way. There's no need to put any energy into resisting and fighting anything that is now. We just be the catalyst. We show a new way. So the world is not hostile. The world is a classroom for us to choose a different teacher. It's designed specifically for you. All that triggers you is the classroom for you. It's where the light enters so that you can stop reacting, constantly being in reaction. We can start to be in this place of creation. And the Course says, the world does not need to change. Your perception needs to change. So at the end of the day, the world has not changed. You will be the one that have changed. And hence be the change you want to see in the world. All right. And so as we go into the happy dream here, just know that this is an option, right? We have the nightmare and we have the happy dream. The nightmare, everything seems like it's going to be taken away. There's a scarcity principle operates all parts. We're afraid of this. We're afraid of that. Everything seems like an attack on my idea of what a peaceful world, what heaven looks like. And we have to fight it, right? That's the nightmare. The happy dream, on the other end, is just a simple choice of a different teacher. It's a decision that we make about how we will look upon the world and how we will take that and put it into our relationships. How will we demonstrate love and peace? All right? How will we demonstrate it? Because the way we demonstrate is what is going to call those people around us. If we demonstrate attack, if we go and rebel against something, who are we going to attract? We're going to attract all the other people that are also in the same state of heightened nervous systems wanting to fight. That's what's going to be around us, and that's what we're going to make more of in our lives. But if we want to create a different path, a different way of being more loving, more compassionate, well, guess who you're going to call into your space? More of those people. right? If we just look at it from a space of effectiveness of what you want to create in your life, we just simply look right there. What you choose to do is what will become your reality. What you give attention to and you give energy to becomes more real for you. And so we are presented now in this section, the happy dream. Okay, and this is really beautiful. It's the happy dream. All right. And I'm going to read this section, then we'll open it back up for some shares. Okay, and as we go into this section now, just also allow yourself to arrive again. Arrive once again to the words and the energetic exchange and the frequency that comes through these words for you. See if you can presence whatever the teaching and the lesson and the message that is inside this text right here, just for you specifically. And the way that we presence that is we remove all of our past. To be present to something, you must remove the past. All right, so let's remove everything from the past in our mind as we take 2 breaths. On the out breath, just release the past. On the in breath, inviting in the present. Okay. The happy dream. Prepare you now for the undoing of what never was. If you already understood the difference between truth and illusion, the atonement would have no meaning. The holy instant, the holy relationship, and the Holy Spirit's teachings are all the means by which salvation is accomplished, would have no purpose. So if you just understood the difference between truth and illusion, God serves no purpose for you. The Holy Spirit serves no purpose. The atonement, nothing serves a purpose if you simply just understand the difference between truth and illusion. Oh, thank you. That's really all we need to do? Cool. For they are all but aspects of a plan to change your dreams of fear to happy dreams, from which you waken easily to knowledge. Put yourself not in charge of this, for you cannot distinguish between advance and retreat. Some of your greatest advances you have judged as failures, and some of your deepest retreats you have evaluated as success. Oof, that's a good one. You know how much humility and how much, you have to put the ego to rest to really take this in, that you cannot distinguish between advance and retreats? Think about that. The ego is fighting this. Maybe you can feel the active resistance, or maybe you're completely surrendered to this idea right here that I have no freaking idea if I am moving forward or if I am moving backwards. We're all like, no, we are on a Course in Miracles call. We must be moving forward. I got my spiritual practices. I pray. I must be moving forward. You cannot distinguish between advance and retreat. Some of your greatest advances you have judged as failure, and some of your deepest retreats you have evaluated as success. Just that line right there. We can sit with that one for the rest of our lives. Never approach the holy instant after you have tried to remove all fear and hatred from your mind. Don't do it yourself. That's not your function. That's the Holy Spirit's function, is to remove the fear and the hatred from your mind. If you think you can do it, you are mistaken. That is its function. Never attempt to overlook your guilt before you ask the Holy Spirit's help. That is his function. Your part is only to offer him a little willingness to let him remove all fear and hatred and to be forgiven. So the last section is called the little willingness, right? We play such a little part. The little part is for us to be like, I don't know. That's it. That's your will. Your willingness is, I don't know. On your little faith, join with his remembering. He will build your part in the atonement and make sure that you fulfill it easily. And with him, you will build a ladder. You will build a ladder planted in solid rock of faith and rising even to heaven. Nor will you use it to ascend to heaven alone. Through your holy relationship, reborn and blessed in every holy instant you do not arrange. Thousands will rise to heaven with you. Can you plan for this? Or could you prepare yourself for such a function? Yet it is possible because God wills it, nor will he change his mind about it. The means and purpose both belong to him. You have accepted one, and the other the other will be provided. So you accept just one. Everything else will be provided to you. Quick tangent for a second. We just did the winter solstice, this prayer intention thing that we did. We wrote out, so the winter solstice was 12 days before the New Year's, or 13 days. And we wrote out 13 intentions. And every single day leading up from the winter solstice to the New Year, we burned one intention saying, Spirit, you got this one. You got this one. You got this one. And yesterday, or was it 2 days ago, we opened up the last remaining one, which is like, this is the only one you need to worry about. And it's really cool. Right? 13 intentions. You got one that you got to handle, which is kind of cool. So you have one job, right? You accept one, and everything else will be provided. And your job is just, to give it over. A purpose such as this, without the means, is inconceivable. He will provide the means to anyone who shares his purpose. Happy dreams do come true, not because they are dreams, but only because they are happy. And so they must be loving. Their message is this: thy will be done, and not I want it otherwise. The alignment of means and purpose is an undertaking impossible for you to understand. You do not even realize you have accepted the Holy Spirit's purpose as your own, and you would merely bring unholy means to its accomplishment. The little faith is needed to change the purpose of all is all that is required to receive the means and use them. Again, just constantly, you got just a tiny little faith is asked of you. Okay, you need to do so little. It is no dream to love your brother as yourself, nor is your holy relationship a dream. All that remains of dreams within it is that it is still a special relationship. Yet it is useful to the Holy Spirit, who has a special function here. It will not become the happy dream through which he can spread joy to thousands on thousands who believe that love is fear, not happiness. Let him fulfill the function that he gave to your relationship by accepting it for you, and nothing will be wanting that would make of it what he would have it be. When you feel the holiness of your relationship is threatened by anything, stop instantly and offer the Holy Spirit your willingness, in spite of fear, to let him exchange this instant for the Holy One that you would rather have. He will never fail you in this. But forget not that your relationship is one, and so it must be that whatever threatens the peace of one is equal threat to the other. The power of joining its blessing lies in the fact that it is now impossible for you or your brother to experience fear alone, or to attempt to deal with it alone. Never believe that this is necessary or even possible. Yet, just as this is impossible, so is equally impossible that the holy instant come to either one of you without the other, and it will come to both at the request of either. Ooh, that's an interesting one. Like when we pray, when we ask for the holy instant, when we ask for our wills to be aligned, and we're like, I wish the other person just blank. Right? What is it that you put behind that? I wish they do this, they do that. The Holy Spirit and the Holy Instant right here is saying that when Spirit comes, it's not just coming to you. It will come to both, because you are one. Yous are one. Yous are one. Whoever is saner at the time... Oh, this is a great one. Whoever is saner at the time of threat is perceived should remember how deep is his indebtedness to the other and how much gratitude is due him, and be glad that he can pay his debt by bringing happiness to you both. So whoever is saner in the moment, right? I mean, when we get into a fight with somebody, one of you is saner in the moment. You could be the saner one. This is the 100% responsibility for ourselves, is I can be the saner one. Whoever is saner, whoever in this moment is closer to God and Spirit, will be the one that remembers, oh, thank you so much for making me feel insane. Thank you so much right now, brother, sister, to that you're bringing this trigger up. Whoever is the saner one is the one that is going to be able to be introspective and look this way. Now, it's your choice. In any given moment, if you just remember this, like, oh, am I the saner one or am I the more insane one right now? That's a good interruption for us, right? In the midst of a freaking chaotic storm, am I the saner one right now? If you are, then remember this and say, I desire this holy instant for myself, that I may share with my brother whom I love. It is not possible that I can have it without him or he without me. It is wholly possible for us to share it now. And so I choose this instant as one to offer to the Holy Spirit, that his blessing may descend on us and keep us both in peace. Now, this is the
recording in progress.
Oh, hello. Thanks. This is the important thing about 2026 and just our whole journey is pray and ask more. This year, if you want to move fast, if you want to move smooth, if you want big things and big shifts in your consciousness and everything, practice asking Spirit for a sign with everything. Should I be saying this thing to this person right now? God, Spirit, show me a sign. Show me a sign. As you ask for the sign, it will come. Okay, just like Jill was saying before, right? Like, ask for a sign, it's going to come. We need to do nothing but just ask. Ask more often. Every single thing. Should I send this text message to this person? It's feeling a little uncomfortable. I'm a little nervous to send. Should I say this to this person? I'm a little worried about it. Hey, Spirit, show me a sign. Your part is so tiny. You got this conflict. You got this doubt. You got this question. Well, you ain't going to figure it out because you don't even know if you're moving forward or backwards. All right. So you have no freaking clue. And if you have no freaking clue, your participation is so tiny. Is to simply say, Spirit, show me a way. Show me a sign. Tell me, should I do it? Should I not do it? Is this a good time? Is this not a good time? If we can just establish this is the entrance. This is the gate to the happy dream for us. As we begin to realize that thy will be done, not mine, not what I want to have happen to make it a happy dream, but thy will be done. Once I can align my will to the will of thy, then we are in the happy dream. That's the happy dream. All right. So the just asking, is there another way? Now, before I open up for the chat, I want to just share with you guys, we have the 365 lessons in 365 days. It is 111 is 111 is the exchange for the year. Every single day I will be posting a video, and those of you guys that are already in it, thank you so much for this awesome journey that we're going to be on. I'm doing 365 lessons in 365 days. If you start today, then your day 1 is today, and your day 365 is January 4th. Okay, so every day you will get it. I put an intro in there. This is feels really good. Eventually, this will probably turn into some kind of evergreen product so that it can go and reach more people in the world. So as part of this journey, the more people that are part of it, the more energy is going to be stirred in this space, and the offering becomes greater and greater. So if you are interested, just let me know. We are on day 4 today. So the first 3 lessons that we've done in the course, and I'll just kind of just share the workbook. The course says you don't even need to read this. You don't have to understand anything. You just do the lessons. Okay, the lessons itself is going to, it says, the course says it's an acquisition of a new perception. How cool is that? This is the acquisition of a new perception. The exercises are super simple. It doesn't require a great deal of time. It requires us to take 5 minutes, maybe twice a day, just to give to ourselves in our spiritual practice. If you do just 5 minutes a day for 365 days, watch what's going to shift. I've done these lessons multiple times, and you don't even need to understand it. And this is what I ground us in our daily videos, is I share the state in which you should be doing the lessons. And we pray before, and I send the video out to everybody. It's already taking shape. There's many people that have joined already, so I'm gonna just send that invitation out again. And the first 3 lessons are super easy. The first 3 lessons was just nothing I see in this room means anything. You don't need to understand what this means. Everything I see in this room has all the meaning that it has for me. Okay, you don't need to understand that either. And then the third lesson is, I don't understand anything in this room. So the whole thing is to generalize everything. If you have specific emotional things to it, use that as well. Wherever your eye lands on, do that. Okay, because one shift in a relationship can serve another one. So the purposes of the first 3 lessons is to not specifically include anything, but definitely not exclude anything, right? As I'm looking on my table right here, there's a couple there's a poster canvas of Jesus. There's a couple of little paintings of Hanuman over here. I'm looking around the room and doing the work. I'm like, I don't want to say this Hanuman thing doesn't have any meaning for me, or the Jesus one. No, the whole goal is that we practice not excluding anything or including anything specifically. So these lessons are amazing. If you want to join us on the 365, just message me directly and we'll get you set up in there. And yeah, it's been pretty great. And so today, I'll quickly just read the top of what lesson 4 means. These thoughts do not mean anything. They are like the things I see in this room. Very quickly. So you see how the course is moving from the things that we see and then relating into our thoughts. Like, okay. You don't need to analyze, understand anything. You simply need to just do as you're told. How simple. Just do what we're told. Can we do that? It's a simple request, but the twisted mind's like, no, I'm not going to do what I'm told. I need to understand it. It needs to be in alignment, all of this stuff. We complicate everything in the world and it blocks our flow. All right, so that's that. I'm going to open it up now for anybody that feels wanting to share anything. What is the daily ACIM? Yeah, so that's daily. There's no time. I just send a video and you do it on your own time. Okay, so I do that every day. It's actually just my way of like committed to doing 365 and 365. I've done the lessons many times, but I have yet to do that. So I'm like, I'm doing it this year. So basically all of you guys are just on a journey to hold me accountable. And okay, cool. Anybody want to share anything? Fraser Laser.
What up, hombre?
What up?
So when you say do what we're told, who's doing the telling?
Just the course itself, the writing.
Because that could come across as like, oh, just do what you're told, like as the system tries to control us. So I don't know. Just thought I'd put that out there.
It's the twisted mind making up things,
Sure.
That's perfect right there. See, that thought right there is exactly what the course has set out for us to shift and heal. It's an innocent word. Words were said, right? And then we're like, wait, but it means this. It means a system. What system? A system that you made up in your mind. All right, so like this is what the course is. The healing becomes the removal of the meaning to the things, because that's not truth. That's just my perception. Now, remember, we read today, the happy dream for you is if you were just able to understand, know the difference between truth and an illusion. You wouldn't need the Holy Spirit. You wouldn't need salvation. You wouldn't need the atonement. You wouldn't even need A Course in Miracles. But the fact that we can't tell the difference between illusion and truth, when we don't know what's forwards and backwards, that requires massive humility, the removal of ego to be like, am I walking forward or backwards? I know, my ego mind knows, right? Because the ego mind's got to know everything. but it really doesn't know jack. So, yes, thank you for that perfect example right there. And I said it in a way specifically like that to induce trigger, because I, once upon a time, when I read it, had the same trigger. I was like, what do you mean? What do you mean I'm just going to do what I'm told? Like, what do you mean you're telling me just to do this without thinking, analyzing it? Because, of course, like, your need to understand it does not even matter. As a matter of fact, it matters so little that you might as well put that aside. The efficacy and how much these lessons will work for you, your agreement to it does not matter whatsoever. You simply do them and allow yourself to experience. This is actually the year of the fire horse. The fire horse literally says your clarity is going to come after action is taken, not before, not while you analyze. This is about taking the risk, let me go for it, and let the clarity come after your actions, right? Do the lessons, do what we're told, and then let the clarity come after. If we're like, I don't know, I'm still feeling like you're telling, well, wait 365 days and then make that decision again for yourself. And if you're still there, okay, well, let's do the 365 lessons again. Yeah, thank you, Fraser, for perfectly sharing it. The exact thing that needed to be shared right here in this moment. Claudia.
Hello.
Hello, sister.
Okay, I think you gotta put that. He has a. How are you?
I
Happy
love that
New
you
Year to
both are
everybody.
sitting next to each other and on the call at the same time. Love it.
So yeah, because I have my headphones, so he's a speaker.
Great.
So we're buying pants because Mr. Lucas doesn't have pants. He doesn't wear pants in Florida, so he needs
pants.
Pants. Yes. So we're shopping pants for this week because he's like, I'm gonna bring shirts to. No, you're gonna be freezing.
It's not super cold here, actually. It's like 50 something.
Yeah. He's in 60 here in Florida. He's freezing sometimes.
Oh, okay.
Oh, the Canadian. So, what is present with all this conversation, with a little bit of Jill's story and a little bit of Brother Adam sharing, very present for me, and I want to take the opportunity to share about like what been happening in Venezuela yesterday.
Oh yeah,
with the situation. Yes. And I it's very present to me, and I'm gonna give a little story here. I have a chat where I have my cousins from both sides of the family, my father's side and my mother's side. I have two chats for those cousins, and the more active are the ones from my mother's side. So, of course, yesterday we were like cheering them up in there and everything, but it's one thing what we hear here in the United States and the perception that we have being from far away, right? And not being in the soup there in the country. And my brother starts sending more information. And of course, all those jokes that come out of about like how he got, captured, the president got captured and everything. So there's jokes and everything going on, and they're down. They're like, now United States took over, and it's not quite what we hear outside of Venezuela, and it's not quite how they see it and perceive in Venezuela. So I had a cousin she's very reasonable, and she requested not to post anything else because the government is going on, and they can grab their phone. There's like the regime is still there, and they can grab anybody's phone and they can take them. They can take them against the government because it's still kind of there. Mm-hmm. So my cousin's requesting this, and my brother in Canada is saying, wow, you what are you talking about? This is over, blah, blah, blah. And my cousin's like, it's not over. Everything's calm right now here, but it's still not over. So I'm requesting not to put anything that it can compromise us in here. So I had to separate to my brother, say, hey, you need just to turn it down a little bit. We need to respect the feelings that they're going through there, right? And not have our perception as one thing, and we're seeing things different from here than when she's there, because they start back and forth in another thing. So you go and get your passport and come back here and see what it really is. And I was like, ooh, tone it down, please, people. Ooh. I'm like, don't get there. And it's like it's in everything, right? It's in everything. It's like you say, it's everybody has their own perception, and we all have, and it's so hard to get there easily, right? Because the ego's like, I want to fit this, I want to keep going back and forth, right? But to have the compassion to like stop and say, wow, yes, I get it. Like I understand that you're still in something deep there, and I'm going to respect what is still happening there and still going through the process, right? Just want to share that. So thank you. That's about that perception, the perception and the ego in the place. So
thank you for giving us this new this other perspective too, because it is true. I mean, most of the times what we see on the news, we make up our stories and our stances based on what we see in the news and how it aligns to ourselves. I mean, somebody was like, dude, do you see what's going on in Venezuela? I was traveling this week and I basically had my phone off the entire time. But I come back, I'm like, is this like serious? Trump's like just kidnapping somebody and then like shooting missiles into a country and then actually saying we're gonna now run the country. I'm like, is this like what is happening here? But that's just like, okay, that's the title of something. It instilled a certain reaction in me, but I have no freaking clue. There's millions of people affected with millions of different perceptions of what's going on. All I can do is trust. This is every single person's curriculum. Their souls signed up for this specific thing. That's their thing, right? My thing is, can I not go into war now, right? I mean, some of the things that was like really interesting was during COVID. I mean, people got divorces, people lost their friends. I was just hearing a story of like two people that were dating, and then one person's like, I'm getting the vaccination, the other one's like, no, and then get into the biggest fights ever over that. I mean, I remember seeing how many people were like, just, you're gonna kill everyone in the world if you don't get vaccinated. And it's like the level of intensity that we go to for our righteousness, that's insane. This is what the Course says. It's insane. Not that it's wrong, okay? Don't confuse wrong and insane. It's not wrong, okay? It is perfect what you're feeling and experiencing. Every perception is validated, but it's insane. If it leads to war and conflict for yourself and your mind, that's the definition of what the Course says, insane. You don't need to be insane, but you can choose to be insane. Right? And so like even this, like something like this going on, your brother or whoever else is involved. I mean, I'm sure there are tons of conflict and wars that have started, that people have started that aren't even associated with what's going on over there. But just because of the difference in ideas behind it and about our leadership and about this, it's not even, it's crazy what we're even fighting about as a result of that, right? Like, people got killed, first of all, right? And there's people that are literally being like, I don't know what the word is, but like, I don't know, just suppressed. There's a lot of suppression going on, and we don't really know what all this is for. It's just we can simply ask for peace in our own hearts from Spirit. I don't really know how to interpret this. I don't know if the world's moving forward or backwards. I don't know if I'm moving forward or backwards. But Spirit, I give this over to you. You know what to do with this better than me. Let me not go start another war over this. Let me not lose and jeopardize my relationships over my righteousness. Please keep me sane for moments, for more moments than the moments of being insane. Right? That's really what we can do. There's nothing much else we can do. What's the point of you and I fighting over which one is right, which one is wrong? All right, so that's those are just my thoughts around it, and I just thought I came back, I was like, this is straight up insane, and I am not joining the insanity of this. So, yeah, Cypher and then Michelle, go ahead, guys. And then we're going to, oh yeah, we still got time. Great. All the time in the world.
Hey, Alex.
Hey.
Hey, family. How's everybody doing?
Good.
Yeah, hello, everybody. I'm here with Jacob.
Hey, Jacob.
Yeah, very interesting how one of the things that you said that really makes a difference is like, we're waiting to be inspired. We're waiting to be inspired to take action. And it's like the other way around. We should just take action to be inspired, And I've been waiting to be inspired for such a long time because of all the circumstances that life has presented to me. And now that you said that and that I'm in the call, I realized that, I've been just waiting and waiting, like to be happy, to be inspired so I can take action. And it's the other way around. So I wanted to share that with the group because I thought that was very important. It's a very powerful year. And all these things, I just finished my hypnotherapy master course. And it's a matter of, we have so many memories. Yeah. Mm-hmm. We have so many memories that we have to like implement in a good vibe. So I wanted to have this memory with my son, with you, Alex, with the family, with everybody, just to remember this moment, which is important to have this remembrance for people. We all have to like put ourselves into good vibes and take action. So pretty much that's what I wanted to say, Alex. Thanks for the space, brother. Much love.
Awesome. Love it. Appreciate that. Much love, much love. Okay, Michelle, tell us.
Hello there.
Hi.
Happy New Year, everyone.
Happy New Year.
Claudia, I wanted to thank you for coming on and saying what you did. Believe it or not, like you seem to be just a very compassionate person. We don't know each other very well, just from, Alex and that. But a post that you had put just yesterday that I saw actually had me thinking, and I actually wanted to maybe reach out to you offline, and then you just said what you said. And to me, I guess what I'm expressing is the whole thing with Venezuela. That was very upsetting. And I do have my beliefs, and I think that what was done is against the law and not constitutional. And, I have my beliefs on, this person and why he did it and the propaganda and all that. Mm-hmm. But when I saw your post, and a lot of my friends are on my camp and we're reading independent things and we are knowing history, and we, to me, I think very clearly it's greed, it's power. And having said all of that, to see your post, to say you're so happy for your country, it just made me stop and think that, for that there's, what is that, is duality, or what you guys talk about, duality?
Yes.
And with that, my heart softened a little, and I'm thinking, God, Claudia is such a nice person. How could she see it this way? And compassionate and all that. And I'm thinking, I'm not living in a dictatorship. But the other yet, but the thing I say is, the reason, I guess the end result maybe is a good thing for people, for your family and things like that. But the way it was done to me is not for good reasons. But it just struck me how, like, you have so much conviction for how you feel, and I have so much for how I feel. But I did really step and say, God, I need to look at this. And yes, for people who have been under dictatorship to feel like they're free. That president is an evil man, but I don't think our president and, we had the right to do that, because I think our president is wanting to be a dictator. So anyhow, it just allowed me to, I don't know, just sit with it. And I was going to say something. And then I was like, you know what, I'm going to reach out to her. I want to understand, more about how she's feeling, what she's saying, but I can kind of understand it. So anyhow, it was just something that I wanted to thank you for bringing that up, because it allowed me to then say what I'm feeling and kind of to understand it. So, I do pray for your family and all that. I don't know. I guess two wrongs don't make a right. I don't know. So I'm just going to sit with it. Just sit with it. But thank you for speaking about that, Claudia. And like I said, you just, you seem like a very good, compassionate person. And you just had me see something a little differently. So I still can be, my mind's still not at ease because of the way it was done. But I guess there is hope. It just seems like it's so contradictory. That's all. So anyhow, I guess I'm holding my heart because I'm feeling it right now. So thank you. And Alex, thank you for continuing to do these things. Yeah, so that is all.
That was a really beautiful share. I'm just going to let Claudia respond to that. Go ahead, Claudia.
Thank you, brother. So I understand, Michelle, like what is like, I go to the market, the open market every Sunday to get my stuff for the week. And I went briefly because we're not staying here this week, but I have a woman who is always very, her perception is very dark all the time. Her perception, and I respect that her point of view, and of course she is very on point that she disliked the president. And I'm not saying that she has her reasons why to dislike the president. And then pretty much, again, she attacked the situation, that happened yesterday. And even my youngest brother, who has been in Venezuela for 21 years, he said to some people who was making comments in his post, he was upset and say, shut the fuck up, because I haven't been able to be in Venezuela for 21 years, and my kids don't even know where I come from. We cannot even go there. We cannot even get a passport from our birthland to go there and visit because it's prohibited. And the same happened to the Cubans, right? So we grieve that, and we're grateful, regardless the persona of the president personality. We're grateful for these. Is this going to go through the oil? Yes, and we don't care. Because when the international companies were in Venezuela and taking oil and using, it's there in this land for everybody to use it. So we don't care as soon as we have our freedom, but we haven't had freedom for 27 years, not even tell Cuban people or others in other countries. So for understand that, we have to be in the soup. And I am not there because I've been out of Venezuela for 23 years. So even that, I have to have a lot of compassion for my family that's still there. They still cut their electricity once a week or twice a week, or they don't have water. Even living in the best areas, because my family is well positioned, so they do live in great areas. So they don't have the capacity to have every single the privilege that I have here, or my brother in Canada, or my other brother in California. So to say that, I get a lot of compassion, and I'm grateful for where I am, right? But I still have a lot of compassion for what is going on. And yes, we can see things in different perspective, but it's not only what he wants to get or not get into the oil in Venezuela or any energy that is sourced in Venezuela. Like, there's nothing else that for any part in humanity that you can give to someone to receive peace. There's no money in the world that you can give to anybody to to having peace, inner peace, right? So if we get to give everything that we have there, because we want peace after 27 years of oppression, then this is what we get, the game that we get to play. So just want to share that. So thank you.
Yeah, both really, really beautiful shares. Thank you both for, the honesty and the authenticity that comes between, in both of these shares. And it's when we are willing to be wrong, that's when we are actually in the most powerful space, for ourselves and for just exchange of conversations with people. Right? Like if we really want to create movement and create change, it's not to go oppose against someone, but to really listen and understand the other side. That will bring ease and peace to the relationship, to my own self, to everything. That's the way that we calm the war. That's the way we make the changes and just allow the old regime and the darkness and all the judgments to dissolve. They will dissolve when they don't have anything propping it up. What props them up is our righteousness, is us being on the battlefield. It needs a battlefield in order to survive, in order to exist. So, as we kind of wrap up today, this is a very powerful way for us to wrap up, is like, let's see where we are in our own lives. Let's take account, right? And look and reflect in our own lives before, because really 2026, the year of the fire horse, doesn't really start till February because of the Chinese zodiac lunar year. So you still got some time to be in reflection so that you can get ready to move into this new time. But to reflect, like, where am I still on the battlefield, right? Where am I still so guarded and need to defend? Like, can I just put my shield down first? Can I put the sword down first? Like, maybe I still need my shield, but can I put the sword down? Maybe I still feel like I need a little bit of armor, but can I just start putting some of these things down so I prepare myself to walk off the battlefield, right? And it's just like, let's look to see, where are we on the battlefield? I know there are places in my own life, every day I'm still on the battlefield somewhere, but it's to bring that awareness in and say, Spirit, it seems like I really want to be right about this and I'm on this battlefield, but I'm going to give this war over to you and let me walk off this battlefield. And so just sending and holding that space for each one of us and everybody in the world, and especially for myself, like bringing that level of forgiveness and compassion for myself. Okay, Christine, bring us home. This is the last share and we will wrap it up here.
I cannot begin to tell you how grateful I am, and I'll be not kismet there. So I'm a Baha'i, and Baha'is are prohibited from being involved in politics. We're to vote, and we're to follow the rules of each country, and it says, "Forbear ye from concerning yourselves with the affairs of this world, and all that pertaineth unto it, or from meddling with the activities of those who are outward leaders." And I've struggled at times because you might have known this about me, I have opinions. And so this has just been, I want to thank Claudia, Michelle for sharing, and then for you to kind of come back and make sense of this for me. It has been a very, very, very healing conversation, and really helping me to understand, because I kind of grew up with the theory that if you're not part of the solution, you're part of the problem. And so that has caused in me a great need to fight the battle, when indeed putting the armor down is the bravest action we can take. And that is doing something. So thank you.
Oh, that's so amazing. This, I don't know why it reminds me of this, but when I was young, we would go to a lot of house parties, and in high school, and there will always be moments where either cops show up or parents are coming home. And there's a scramble to clean up and get rid of the alcohol and get rid of the weed and all that stuff. And people run around. Somebody's throwing up. Somebody's slipping on puke. Things are just going crazy. And I remember there was me and my friend were joking. We were sitting on the couch. We're like, we're helping clean up by not making a mess. This was like super early in my days, and I already had this thing. I'm helping clean up by not making a mess. People are running around, going crazy, creating more messes, spilling things even more. I'm like, we're just going to sit here and do nothing, and we're really helping the situation by not making more of a mess. So I don't know if that carries on into what we're saying here, but it kind of does. It's like, yeah.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
I love it.
Cool. All right. Well, this was an epic way to start our first call in 2026 here. For those of you guys that are in the 365-day lessons, I am going to be making the video now, and I will be posting in there. But so much blessings to everybody's relations and your hearts. And may we look upon this world this year with more love, more kindness, more compassion, and that our relationships are more peaceful, and that we love every moment and we enjoy it all. All right, so that's it. That's all for today. Thank you all so much. I will Wednesday? Yeah, I will see you guys Wednesday. Peace.